Hey, good morning, everybody. I am Michael Breach, and I am a latte artist. And what is a latte artist? I literally have one job. It is to do latte art by request. So feel free to submit any photos that you want to the Slack chat. I basically work from a reference. So this could be your portrait. This can be like your pet's portrait. This can be basically anybody. It could be a photo of someone you know. You could just freak them out. Be like, look, I saw your face in coffee this morning. But I'm going to start off with a familiar logo to everybody. So we're going to change our camera down here. Look, I got some coffee here ready to go. And I got some milk foam here. So what I'm going to do is the first design I'm going to use color. So I'm going to mix some colors up here really quick. And you'll see exactly what it is that I do. We got some green. And we have some more green. All right. I love my Java juice as well. I love it so much that I actually just sort of turned it into a career. So feel free to ask any questions you may have. So from here, I'm going to take my milk and pour it into my coffee. Get a nice frothy base there. All right. And I'm just going to get my green colors here. I'm going with, logo familiarity here. So I noticed I really loved the green swirls on the website for the colors of the logo here. I'm just going to move from there. How fun that is, right? And again, feel free to submit any photos that you have on the Slack chat. It can be like yourself, your pet, pretty much anything you could think of. But, I'm just going to start with a good old logo because, that's just the way I wanted to start with this one. Yes, you're going to request the spring leaf, but this is the first one, of course. I mean, we have to start this meeting off right? Spring one. Look how fun this is, right? It's very relaxing too. There's a very like Bob Ross kind of element to doing this type of artwork. It's nice to wake up in the morning and to be able to just, do this instead of a super intense kind of job. Oh, yes. Is this a request? Is this Elf coffee a request? Am I going to make Elf? Am I going to make the greatest cup of coffee in the world? Peter Schmidt, what kind of milk do I use to keep such great foam? Now, there are a lot of factors to making a good foam. It's not just the milk. A lot of it's just the machine too. I use this Breville machine that I have. It froths milk just like a champion. But if you can even use a hand frother from like Amazon or something if you want. And I would suggest if you're using something like a hand frother, like something like one of these guys here. Some people use these. You should probably use 1% milk. That's usually the best for that type of thing. So there you have it. We have the Spring One logo. All right, and check it out, Spring One. What kind of coffee does the latte artist drink? I'm just drinking some regular Joe right here. Nothing too crazy. But I really, oh, look, we have a dog. We have first submission. We have a dog. Once I create a dog, it's downhill. It's not downhill. It's just all the submissions are going to come in and it's going to be all cute dogs. And, you know, that's what I'm here for, right? So we're going to pour our milk in, get our milk ready to go. We're going to get our pup ready. So I have some foam right here at the top. Yeah, the handle frothers can work pretty well, I would say. Actually, I have a whole blog post coming out next month with like it's the people that work for dairy themselves. They were like, "Hey, Michael, we love your artwork," and I was like, "Hey, I love dairy. It's my art medium, so let's work together." And yeah, I talk about this. So we have the cutest dog. We have a Maggie Chino. This is what we're going to be making. So I'm starting out with the nose here. I love drawing dog noses. I don't know what it is, but like I can just draw little dog noses all day. Is Maggie a Bernedoodle? I must ask because she looks exactly like my Bernedoodle Oreo. Like almost exactly. I think if they saw each other in real life, they would be best pals. So we have a little Maggie Chino here. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna get my milk steaming on the side of my Breville here. So it looks like you have an espresso frothing number. Those are pretty good too. I mean, honestly, if you can get any type of froth, you can do art. There we go. We have what are Maggie's eyes, so cute. And of course, I will take some high quality photos of these, and I will be sending these to the chat here. I'm gonna get this going here, and then we got Maggie. Look at that, we got the eyes going on. We get the little Bernedoodles are great. They have this fun style of play where they just sort of jump at you, and they're always jumping at each other. They love jumping, at least mine do. So as you can see here, we got the ears coming. Look at that. Really coming together perfectly for us. Not a bad way to start out the morning, right? Literally a doodle, a coffee doodle. And you gotta have that little patch of white at the top here. All right, look at that. Love it. And there you have it. We have Maggie Chino. And we have Spring One. It's like she's running in a field. She's having a great time. And I'm gonna get a photo of all of these together. We're gonna get a photo of Maggie here as well. And I could, I could even submit this to the chat. I could probably just upload this for you. And who's our next, who's our next request here? It can literally be anyone, anything you have in mind. I could just go with the elf one, right? Right. All right. And I just said, my name is Michael Breach again, and the latte artist here. I just typed in barista art. That is my website. That is my Instagram account. That is pretty much me, my whole name. So if you look that up, you will find me regardless. It's funny because some people see that and they think, oh, is this name Barry? Is it Barry Stark? But no, it's Michael. So now we have some coffee and some foam ready. And I'm going to go with that elf design that was sent to me because, it's not even Halloween yet, but I feel like I'm going to be doing holiday designs soon enough. We might as well have that going here. And I could show you actually, I just did something. Ooh. There we go. I just did something with both of these milk pitchers. That is steamed my camera up with that one. Where if you say you have two milk pitchers and the milk is like really foamy in one of them, you can sort of pour them back and forth. And that actually helps with some of the foam. It actually just breaks it up a little bit. So I'm going to do a portrait here of Buddy the elf, because why not? Because coffee's my favorite. And actually, I've done this design a few times, and it's one of my favorites, literally, in the elf voice. So we'll start just the eye here. The eyebrow. So yeah, doing portraits is probably my favorite thing. It's very relaxing. It's a thing that I think that gets the best reaction out of people as well. Here. Oh, looks like we got some more requests coming in, some more pups, and that's great. I'm gonna do the pups right after we get our elf picture in here. Right, we have his nose. If you look on my Instagram account, I actually just did a one of Captain Jack Sparrow from Pirates, of course. And I think it's actually one of my new favorites. There, yeah, and you can see how this comes together really quickly, right? In fact, I will say I've done over 10,000 of these portraits, quite literally, since 2011. So it's been 10 years of doing latte art portraits. All right, so I have his mouth here. Now we're just gonna finish this one off. See, once I have the face, the rest of it can just kind of come together. And there we have it. See, you can just kind of see it kind of coming together. We have the hair. But the funny thing about Buddy the Elf is you can see once I do the back hair, it really kind of comes together. Color. Check it out. And I can even borrow some of the green from our spring one to finish his hat. Go. And there you have it. We have it. Will Ferrell. Make it slim his face out a little bit. There we go. And from here, we have a couple dog portraits. And I love making dog portraits. They are, again, probably like my favorite subject. So I'm gonna get that started. I'm gonna get some more milk steaming here. Ready to go. Clear this up just a little. Things can get messy in the world of latte art. Some more milk. And get my next set ready. All right. Oh yes, look, you posted the Jack Sparrow in the chat. Yes. Playing with food to a whole new level. That's kind of funny because I was always told never to play with my food. And it's ironic that that's now my career, playing with my food. I was especially told not to at my coffee jobs. Like they were, even if I was getting all kinds of attention on the internet, eventually I just couldn't work in shops because I had to just go rogue because they were like, there's no shop that was like, yeah, do this for our shop. I ended up getting a lot of just private events and private clients. And I was just like, you know what, why don't I just do this as a business? And it all worked out. Let's see, Rajesh, I love this one. It's abstract art, right? Is it abstract? So we're gonna do peat wall. We have olive, and that's what we're gonna make. We're gonna make olive. Round of applause for olive. Yeah. Oh, of course. So we have olive. Oh, we have a cat. I just saw the cat here. We're gonna make a cat boo chino for Skyla. Of course. So I think we'll make this cat. We'll start with the cat since the cat came first in the chat. Cat in the chat. Wouldn't that be an interesting Dr. Seuss book, right? Anyways, such a cute kitty. So we're gonna start. Get a good base going here. We have our black base. And then, funny thing is I used to draw cats in cups. And one of the things I would draw last were the ears. And then sometimes I wouldn't have room left in the cup to actually draw the ears. So just this cat face. So I've made it a point from now on to just try to get those ears in there. Get those ears in there early on. It's important. So we're gonna get ears. Oh, yeah. Look how cute this is already, right? Little ears. And black can be tricky sometimes. You really have to look at like the shines in the right places and then the darks in the right places just to get the right effect. Just to like you see, right? You can tell it's black, but there's just like white in certain places. You kind of just have to draw what you see, if that makes any sense. I know it sounds simpler than it really is, but um, sometimes just going against maybe like your instinct of like, oh, I should do make this more defined or that more defined. Just kind of draw what you see, exactly what you see, and have faith in the process of it. So as you see here, and then we're gonna perfect. Let's see, thank you, Jen. And then we have a little cat face. Look how cute this is. Looks like she's taking a little cat nap. And there you have it. Look how cute this is. It's a cat puccino. Never made that joke before in all of my years doing this. Can you imagine that? Who am I kidding? I've probably made this joke every time I've drawn a cat. Never gets old. And look at that. Look at that. And you gotta add the whiskers. It's not a cat without the whiskers. It's just like a whiskerless animal. It's a mongoose without the whiskers. There we go. There we have it. Too cute to drink. Also, a bit too much food color to drink because your mouth will be brown. Let's take a photo of this one as well. All right, and we're gonna send that out to Skyla. And look, check it out, the cat and the dog. They're just like, they're pals. How cute this is, right? I'm gonna get my next milk foaming here. And we're gonna look through our chat and see what we have next. All right, so Pete Wall. We have Olive. We're getting to Olive. And again, feel free to just submit those photos to the chat. That's why I'm here. I'm here to make those for you. I hope everybody's having a great morning so far. I'm hoping I'm contributing to them having a great morning. You all are really contributing to me having a great morning. I'm so happy to be here and to be presenting for you. We have our cat here. And now we have a blank canvas. We're gonna get this next design going here. So, olive's already kind of the color of coffee in most places. So this one's just gonna come together real quick, I think. Making it really easy on me. No challenge here. All right, so I'm going to take a little foam that I have left here. I'm just going to sort of work with what I already have and sort of play into that. So we have the white here. Oh, there we go. And only I can kind of tell like why this works. You're probably like, oh, this just looks like a blob of foam, which is valid. And so with most people portraits, let's see, much more interesting than the PPT I'm working on. Ah, I'm hoping so. So the paint that I'm using here is just some gel paste food color. This is your run-of-the-mill bakery store supply food color. I use the gel paste because I think it just like sticks better to the milk. And it's just one of the first things I really use. So I used other things. I use like fruit juice sometimes or the liquid food color. It just doesn't like, it doesn't bond as well. You know, like this stuff doesn't even bleed out. Like it stays pretty straight. And funny enough, the whole first couple years of my entire career doing this, I didn't even use like food color at all. I only use this coffee and this milk right here. And I just started having different clients who wanted to use color for design. So one of my biggest clients for a number of years was Marvel. So I would go to the Marvel Studios building in Manhattan and like at least twice a month. And we would just kind of sit around in a boardroom and just draw all of the characters in coffee. I'd haul my espresso machine with me. And you know, they started saying, "Oh, like let's do the Hulk, but let's make him, you know, let's let's make it green. Why not?" You know. So when they said that, I just said, "Okay, let's do it." So I just went to the the bakery store down the street, and we got some gel paste and just experimented. And through that experimentation, I really picked up a lot of new techniques. You know, and one of my favorite things about doing this type of art is that there is always an element of discovery with this. So I can always kind of like one day I can be experimenting and just randomly come up with an idea of or a method of doing art that I end up using for a long time. Or discover a method that I used to use and kind of reuse it again. So there's just definitely like a lot to it. So we have olive here. See how the coffee just kind of like works with the face. And then I'm going to use a little bit of, I got a clean one. And pull some more white here. These got to be accurate. These pet markings. We all know our pets' markings like super well. You know, can't just willy-nilly make a dog and call it yours, right? You know, look at that big dog smile. I've actually done events where all I did were pets. So I almost every year, you know, when there are live events, I do a thing called the Global Pet Expo, and I go to Orlando, and basically people from all over the world are there that are like pet care brands, and I just draw everyone's pet for like 3 days. It's one of my favorite gigs because I get to go to Disneyland after, or Disney World, that is. Look how cute this is. It's coming together. What do you think, Pete? Otherwise, I'll be submitting all of your dogs. I love this. Just reading some of these things in the chat while I finish up Olive here. And there we have, look at, we have Olive. Look how cute. So we have another pet from Justin, and we have another pet who's basically, there we go. The color of coffee again. You all are really not too much of a challenge, really. Well, I guess for me. I'm going to take a photo of this one. All right, we have olive. Now I might add a little bit of pink to this one, just to, I'm going to be drawing pets. You have to use pink because they always have those like dog tongues sticking out, which I will do. All right, look at that. And now we are finished with it here. Perfect. All right, and we are going to be moving on to our next one. Let's see. Look, I have some dog sound effects in the background. All right. All right. We're getting our next milk bones here and ready to go. And we have Justin. Have another little speech here. Now that our next milk is ready. So part of the real challenge of doing this latte art is actually just like spacing out when to foam milk and when to make the drink. There's always like, the foam can't sit way too long. So you just got to be careful when you do it. So I have this one coming right here. Perfect. Now I'm just gonna pour the rest of my milk here. All right. And so I'm going to be using a little positive and negative space here. It's all about the positive and negative space. So it is kind of fun to watch these things just sort of come together in a way where you're like, what is he doing next? Why? Like, what is this? What's going on here? Which, I mean, that's kind of one of my favorite aspects of it, is that there are just so many ways to create a design. So from here, because this is just the perfect color for latte art already, I just sort of have this one going here. A little eye here. All right. The little eyes going on. Oh, look, we have some more pictures of dogs. We have Heather's husky. We have Brian's cat. Madison. We have another dog that's like a terrier sorts. I'm not the best at knowing all the dog breeds by looking at them. So, forgive me if I mix it up, So we have, but I'm good at drawing them at least. So as long as I can do that. All right, we're gonna get this going here. This one right here, look at that. Look how it's just kind of coming together here, right? You can see the little eye and the nose. Then we're gonna add some black here just to get the little Strong details in there. Perfect. Little nose. Look at that. Look at this little pup in the cup. So cute, right? And I'm just gonna have the dog taking a nap here. It looks like the dog's taking a nap like in a workspace. Is this like the office dog? Just gonna pull this in a little bit. And there we have it. And if you know the reference image in the chat, it's kind of cool that everybody can see the reference images because you can see what I've been working off of. So, and there you have it. We have a sleeping dog. All right, time to get photo of this one. All right, and let's move on to our next portrait here. We have Bailey, submitted by Madison. So cute. And I'm going to get my milk steaming for this one here. Just going to take a quick moment. See, part of why I like this milk frother that I have is that it's just so fast. So I don't have to wait. No one has to wait too long on the milk steam. Just kind of have it ready to go. And get some coffee ready as well. All right. And yeah, feel free to ask any questions you may have about latte art, how one becomes a latte artist, anything like that. I'm open to answering. Okay, and now we have our nice milk going here. I need a sip of coffee myself because it's like 7:40 in the morning here. Right. But I've actually done events all over the world, both physically and virtually. So sometimes I'll have an event from home that's like takes place in Ireland or Singapore, and it's like I'm awake, I'm jet lagged from my own house, which is kind of funny. And I'm sure you probably have done this too if you do business meetings or anything internationally, really. So, we get our milk poured in here, ready to go. We have a nice little outline. And I'm just going to work with that little outline here. All righty. And get my brown. And we're just going to start here. I love these kind of dogs. I love the way the hair just kind of like constantly just flows down. Here. I don't know if you can hear it at all or not, but I have these I like dogs upstairs, so. And I'm sure we've all had dogs like at our meetings making noise sometimes. I think it's just kind of part of the whole experience of, working from home pretty much, right? So we have the beginnings of Bailey right here. See, I'm just moving down. So many more dogs. These are so great. Any tips that want to pour latte art rather than draw? So yes. So tips for latte art pouring. A lot of it is just getting your foam right. So if your foam isn't right, everything else after that is just not going to work because, like, if you have good foam, you can just keep pouring in the same place in the cup and you will pour a heart if you just pour through it. It's about having it not too thick and not too thin. And a lot of times that just takes a lot of practice. So let's see. So there's definitely like it's almost like more to it's so much to explain, I guess, if that makes sense. I had a whole job where literally where I was training for, training to be on the coffee bar. This was like around 2011, 2012. And I literally spent 6 hours a day just steaming foam. Like that was my only job because that's how they trained their baristas. This was a coffee shop in New York. It was in Chelsea at the Chelsea market. And that's just how they work. So I spent so much time just learning how to froth milk correctly. And, there's a lot to getting your milk frothed right. A lot of it's just having the right espresso machine. Ooh, looks like I got a sound. Whatever that was. Then we have the little mouth here. All right. Look how cute that is. We have a little tongue here. But I would say, talking about foaming milk again, my big sort of revelation with foaming latte milk was the actual distance from the steam pitcher to the cup. So I realized the closer the tip of the steam pitcher is to the surface of the milk, that's when it starts drawing. Like that's when the milk would start, showing up as like a line in the cup. And that's really what sort of was my real point where my aha moment with latte art was the actual distance. You don't really see that much. You don't really hear people talk about that too much, but that's really what it was for me. And you'll see on videos or things where people are pouring latte art that they move the steam pitcher towards the cup at the end. Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. I love it. I'm gonna take a photo of this one. I don't have the handkerchief, but I do have the pup. This one in here. We have so many dogs on here so far. 1, 2, 3, 5 animals so far. We have a drawing of Elf. We have the SpringOne logo. Let's scroll down. Any more questions? Going to go buy a gallon of milk and get practicing? Yes. So Michelle, what kind of espresso machine do you have? Do you use like a regular machine? I'm going to get this cat going while we're chatting here. For Brian, we have Zoe in an apple hat. I love it. Apple cat, apple hat. All right. And while we're talking about milk frothing, I have another little tip that I'm going to use right now while I have my blank surface. So I have a pitcher of milk that's pretty stiff here, and I have an empty pitcher. I'm just going to pour this into this one. We're just going to pour these back and forth until they mix again and become sort of like homogeneous texture. See that? This is the best way to remix your milk. It's just going from pitcher to pitcher. And now look at that. It's movable. It's movable. It's a solid texture. This air bubble. Look, it's shiny on the surface. That's what you're looking for when you're steaming milk. And now it slides under the side of the espresso, and then I'm going to move it in, and then I'm going to move the pitcher close to the surface. And there you have it. See, that's how I get my initial blob. This isn't latte art in the beginning, of course. I can pour, if I poured this out differently, it would have been something else. But I just, purposefully make it a blob so I can draw our cat on top of it. Because it probably would look silly if I drew a cat on top of Rosetta or something. So we have a nice blank canvas here. We're going to get our cappuccino ready. And all right, so I have brown and black on the side. So that also is another thing that I do, is I take the food color and I'll just put a little bit on the side of the cup. That way I don't have to go back and dip into just straight up latte food color. And our cat eyes ready here. And it's funny because these are all definitely perfect colors for latte art again. So we have the one out here. So is there a story behind the apple hat? It's usually hard to get cats to wear costumes, in my experience. They'll jump out of them and accidentally claw you. So after this one, I'll probably be able to do one or two more. I apologize if I wasn't able to get all of them within our hour. I'm working pretty quickly at the end. And that's actually a sort of a challenge of doing this as well. It's just kind of trying to get as many done as possible, but also make them. So that's always important. So we have the color here. All right, look at that. It's looking so cute. With a little cat face. It's like a little cat smile, right? And the big eyes. All right, and the little markings, of course. And the apple hat. I have a feeling the apple hat is probably important. So we're going to get that. We're going to make sure to include the apple hat. So we have this. And now I'm going to take my red food color. And I'm just going to add some on the side. And get the apple hat. Look how cute this is. Almost looks like a shower cap or something. Oh, I love it. Let me get some more milk going real quick while we're chatting. I can get another one going here. And there we have it. And then we have to add the whiskers, of course. There we go. And there's a lot of pets here. This is like that Amazon pet event that I did. Where I drew everyone's pets. We have some more here. Let's see. I'm just gonna get a little group photo because look how many pets we have. We have the cats. We have a whole little like animal party going on. All right, and now that we have these, I'm going to jump onto our next design. We have a cat in a crown. Bought Zoe with 2 cats. She was so playful. And we put the hat on her. That's funny. She has a killer whale hat. That's so funny. My first art piece that I ever made was like a shadowy face. So this is a question from just moving down here. Let's see. Can't find the question that we had. Was this? Oh yeah, Peter. So yeah, the first latte art that I ever made was it was like a weird sort of shadowy moon face looking thing. Just because I wanted to see if I could even draw in coffee, and I was able to draw it, and it was really abstract. It was just like a shadowy face, and I went to put it on Facebook, and Facebook tried to just tag it like it was a person, and that's sort of when the light bulb went off. I just said, oh, you know, I should probably keep going with this and see if I can fool more Facebook algorithms. So I started doing like celebrity portraits, and there you have it. Now I am here doing latte art all over the world, and that's just kind of how I got started with it. So we have just a few minutes left. Now I'm going to try to see if I can speed draw this one. We have a husky here from Heather. I'm not even going to try to get to. I'm just going to go through this one. Make it happen as fast as possible. Now, we have the shading here. Look at that, just in time for 8 o'clock. All right, getting our last little bit of foam on here. We're getting our last bit of foam. All right, here we go. We have a husky. We have mouse with his first branch. These are so cute. So I don't know, am I going over too much at this point? Let's see, I think I can do one more here. And just grab a cup and get some more foam going real quick. Okay, cool. Well, everybody, thank you for having me. I'm gonna go back to my other camera. And so, yeah, it was great to be a part of this presentation with you this morning. Thanks for joining. I had a lot of fun creating all of your pets, and I have photos of these, and I will be sending those out shortly. So thank you so much again, and have a great day.